I just like the way that we ride. I just like I wanna keep you around. Every single day, every night. I just wanna keep. I wanna let you know that I'm down. Down, 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 down. I just wanna keep you around. And every single day, every night, I wanna keep you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Harris Hope and Humor, where we share our lives as an inter-equal couple. And today's topic is going to be
me learning how to drive at the ripe old age of 26.
ripe old age.
It's the first time I ever had my hands behind the wheel. I think I was 26, 20, yeah. I mean, I started in 25 or whatever.
25, 26. Basically, he's saying he did not learn how to drive until he was in his 20s.
Post-injury.
And it was post-injury.
So basically, I didn't know how to drive before I got injured, and I got injured as a teenager. So then when I got married, and I was a shotgun driver from the beginning of my marriage. Giving directions, doing the DJing, handing the drinks and snacks out, and I was like, I'm over this.
Or he was like this.
That was the drugs. I was on backlifting. Huge amounts of backlifting, and I couldn't stay awake for nothing.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Them
Drop
days
of a
was
hat,
crazy.
he would be like
Mid-conversation.
Like mid-conversation, his own mid-sentence out.
And we went to a support group. That's what it was. We went to a support group. I'm gonna name drop at Bryn Mawr Rehab Hospital. I didn't do my rehab there, but I've heard good things about them. So we went to a support group out there. We went to a couple different support groups, and one of the guys was talking about he was driving, and I was like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" And then he mentioned that he took lessons there, and I left the support group. I'm like, "Where the room at to go get this done?"
Right.
And I got the form. I was on it.
So let's talk about what the process is for people who have to learn how to drive post-injury.
Well, again, for me, I needed hand controls, and I needed a spinner knob because
And a chest strap.
at that time, yeah.
Don't forget that part though.
But no, I wasn't. No, we could say just like offhand, like I needed hand controls, spinner knob, and the guy who was working on me deemed it necessary to have a chest strap. He didn't want me driving a car without one. I thought it was crazy, but in the beginning, I did just till I learned how to handle a car, how to maneuver my body. Since I am a quad, even though I don't look like it, I am a quad. I don't have good trunk support. Even now when I drive, sometimes I kind of fall over. But I know I'm used to it, and I know the car. We got stabilizers. But yeah, I got the guy, and my biggest concern at that time was spasms. I had a lot of spasms, so my biggest thing was like, how am I going to drive and not kick the pedals? But he told me that cars, they have adaptive cars where they put a plate in front of the pedals.
Yeah, the gas and the brake, so that way if you hit it, you're just hitting the plate and not actually pushing the gas or pushing the brake.
And that was a game changer for me. I was like, wow, this is definitely achievable, something that's achievable for me.
And then you also used to cross your legs. Right?
No, I learned that. That was a lesson I learned afterwards. That was something I learned. Because remember, I learned that more so when we got the rental car.
Mm-hmm. So more than likely, people who need to learn how to drive post-injury would need to go through a rehab. Because is he occupational therapist?
He was some type. He might have been occupational and had like.
I think he was occupational, and because they work so much with how you do the activities of daily living. I think it's like a special course that they take.
They have
like
a
specialty of like what occupational therapists do, which is teaching people
how to be independent.
In
a car,
and how to drive. So he was like a driving instructor. That was like his.
Yeah, and I recommend that because it was safer to learn for me because the hand controls are different. Like the hand controls, if you don't know, hand controls are wild, so you wouldn't want to be in there for. And I borrowed hand controls from my homie who lived around the corner, just so I could practice when I'm not at driving class. And epic fail. It was hard. It's actually the controls I have now, and I hated them. I thought it was the worst thing ever. It was huck and buck. It was trash. This was when it was repaving 52nd Street, so I'm trying to drive and I'm huck and bucking on the unpaved roads. It wasn't fun at all. I I don't think I almost crashed. I never crashed. It's just I couldn't figure out the gas and the brake, and I would be doing gas and brake at the same time. I was just trash. But I never drove, so I didn't know I knew like how to be safe on the road, but I didn't know the mechanics of using my hand as pedals, which is still funny to me that I do that. Like, it's still ironic.
And I'm actually curious if other people who use hand controls.
No. A lot of people was telling me to use a key. Oh, sorry.
I'm curious if other people that use hand controls, if they knew how to drive before and then had to learn how to drive again, how easy or hard that was for them.
True. No, yeah.
Because one of the things was your driving instructor, after you actually got behind the wheel for the first time, he thought you were lying.
Yeah.
He was like,
you drove before.
Yeah, because apparently there's a lot of people who say that they
didn't, so they could
and they
get
used to use like a cane or things like that, and they would say what they needed to say to get the lessons. But yeah, he didn't believe that Leon did not know how to drive prior to his driving lessons, and so they wanted you to do how many hours?
He had told me, I think, like 12 to like 20. He was like, you're going to need 12 to 20 since you're a new driver and you got hand controls. And I did it in 6 hours.
Yeah.
Like all together, total, I did 6 lessons and he deemed me ready for my permit.
Which was great for me because at that time I was working night shift.
She was my driver.
I was leaving my job at 7 a.m., going home to pick him up, driving from my house to Bryn Mawr Rehab in like rush hour traffic, which was like a good 45 minutes?
45-minute drive.
Sitting in the car for an hour while he did his lessons and then driving home another 45 minutes before sleeping.
Excuse me.
Like, so, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was worth it because one thing he told me was once he learned how to drive, I would never have to drive again. And I seriously only really driving if I'm going to work or if he's like really sick.
Yeah. But it was fun driving. I was driving like a little Malibu, so I liked that. I was like, ooh, little sedan. It was fun.
Oh yeah, and that was one of your homework lessons was to have to learn how you would put your chair into the car that you were going to be driving.
That was another annoying, grueling task.
That was hard to watch.
That was like an hour. I think it was like an hour. We were sitting in Kelly Drive just trying to figure out like which way works. How do you do it? Do I flip it up? Do I flip it down? Do I do that? And it was like a geometry. It was like geometry trying to figure out how to get it in and then.
Yeah. Do I put it in the front seat? Do I put the front seat down and put it in the row behind me? Yeah.
Like we was just working it out and then we got it.
And then me trying not to help him because I wanted it to be him figuring it out.
So one of my friends now, they like, I know I can't help you because you gotta do it on your own. Every time they see me get out the car.
Oh my gosh, when you first got your license and you went to like Bible study or something.
They was all like.
And like Lance was watching you. It was like, I know I have to do it like tough love, but like watching you have to like.
We do it.
Yeah.
It was funny though. Actually, while I was getting my permit, I did a test drive. I think we drove from our house to West Philly because I don't think I drove to the link.
No, you didn't. You made it to pick them up, and then it was like, okay, that was fun.
It was like,
get out
who's
of the
driving?
seat.
Yeah. But no, it was cool. Like the lessons were cool. The teacher I had was great. Taking the test was easy to me. The ironic part is the part I didn't like was I have an SUV. We have an SUV, and I did my parallel parking in a sedan. Sedans are easy to parallel park, and SUVs I don't know how to parallel park still.
I mean,
because I don't have to do it.
Well, but then also
that's the other part.
After you got your license, we lived in a condo.
As I said, I never did unless it was at my mom's house. So like,
yeah, we didn't really have like a whole lot of parallel parking. And a lot of times when we went to mom's, it was a Sunday after church, and there was nobody outside.
So it was like, pull in.
Yeah, there was plenty of places to park. So, and even now we have a driveway, so.
Yeah, I don't get much
but
practice.
now we have the van.
The backup camera, I'm in there like, I got you.
I mean, I missed the beep, but I do like the lines and being able to see where you're going. So
and so after I got my license, I did get my license, and then after I got my license, we had to get the car modified because I didn't want portable controls at that time. I wanted something built in. So
which is expensive.
Yeah, we say hand controls are expensive. And ours took a little longer to get done. It took like a week to get done. They wanted ours to get done. The guy who gave me the prescription to get the car modified, put a clause in that the only way they was gonna modify it if they gave me a chest strap. So the guys that was fixing the car, or modifying the car, had to figure out how to get a trash strap to go around the chair, and they had to do it safely. So they took the whole chair out. If I'm not mistaken, they took the whole driver's seat out.
The handles on it.
Yeah, and then they cut a slit. I should do a video and just like show y'all if they cut a slit into the back of it, and it was weird. But I had a chest strap for a couple years. I remember after I got my license, we took a trip, and I was like, I'm gonna drive. I'm doing a car. And I'm like, oh, DC. No, that was right after I got my license. I drove to DC. That was the first time I drove. We went to the White House for the Easter egg hunt. But when we went away, we had a rental car that year when we went for our anniversary. I was freaking out. I'm like, how am I gonna drive the car? Yeah,
that trip.
It might have been. I'm like, how am I gonna drive the car if I don't got my chest strap? So the chest strap was able to come out, but I
never went back in. I mean, he used it since then, but it wasn't after all the work they put it in, it wasn't in anymore. But it is interesting how expensive hand controls can be, especially to have them installed in your car, and then there's like maintenance to have them checked every so often. And it sucks because God forbid you get in a car accident, or like you decide that you need a newer car, you can't, they don't advise that you take them out of one car and put them into another car. And I feel like that's a lot of money.
It's like $4,000. I thought it was $5,000, but it's actually, I just looked at it, it was like $3,800.
Yeah, I was thinking like $4,500. Yeah. I feel like that's really expensive. And so then you feel like,
you're stuck. Who
wants to invest that much money in a car that's not like newer? And our car wasn't like super new at the time, but it it wasn't really old either. But then you just kind of feel like boxed into like these expenses that is a shame that people with disabilities should not have to be boxed into.
Handy expense. Hashtag.
Yeah. It can create for a very like expensive lifestyle. Yeah. On things that you, not to say you wouldn't enjoy them, because you really do enjoy driving. You say it's one of the things that make you feel like normal. That make you feel more able-bodied, I should say, not normal. But I'm sure if you could spend $4,500 on something else, you would.
I remember when we got the van, I was like, no, I'm getting the cheap joints. Yeah. I kind of regret them though, but they be fun because I haven't figured out. One, I don't really drive the van as much, so I still don't have my routine down per se. We're putting them on.
You know what I think? I wonder if it's because we both take them on and off if we're not doing it the same way.
Maybe
because
so.
I realized today when I go to like untighten them, like I don't have to untighten all 4. I just need to untighten 2.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I wonder if that's part of what
because I be having it's weird, and I think I have to push the gas pedal down if I want. It's like I said, I don't drive as much right now, so I don't have my routine down with getting the hand controls on the way I want to. I almost did. I think 2 days, I had it in the sweet spot, and then again something stupid happened.
I mean, I like that they're portable.
I do too, but I just gotta figure out the science.
Which is funny. Like I feel like on our Instagram timeline lately, I've seen
portable ones.
Well, I saw that portable. The video somebody was talking about theirs being portable and the same exact thing. And then what is her name? The Seated Nurse. She did a video today about people asking her about her driving, and it wasn't about the portable hand controls, but it was. I was like, this is just funny that we all talking about like accessible driving in the same week. So yeah. But
yeah, I think other than that, it's been fun. Getting the chair in and out. I've had every time I got a different chair, I think I had learned just a little nuance to getting it in and out. Each chair gets lighter. I love it. My new chair is just like sling it right on over me.
And chairs is a whole nother video. That's a whole nother process, a whole nother video.
And then the next big challenge was, figuring out a car seat. So how was I going to get a baby in and out of a car seat?
That was part of what made, when you were learning how to put your chair in the car, because we were already in that process of like trying to get pregnant and like, so we were like, well, if you put it in like, because I think the guy, I forget his name, the guy that was in the support group, I think he
put his in the back seat.
He put his in the back seat. And then we were like, well, what happens if we have a baby? And the baby kind of needed to be like in the back seat.
I missed it before she, not like that, but it was much more better to put the car. I like putting my wheelchair in the back seat. I liked it. It was just it wasn't easier, but it just felt better because like our car, the front seat could fold down and the flex, and I would just throw it over.
Yeah.
It was so nice, and then like somebody could sit in the front seat with me. Then for like a long time, nobody ever could sit in the front seat.
And
It was
then
always
also,
but
you also didn't want her behind you because of
I
how
like to
you
lean.
your seat back.
Yeah,
So I just get
gangsta
kicked in the back all the time. Now.
I'm about to get the thing out the car. I know we're gonna leave this in here, but I was in the car and I forgot to get it out.
I forgot to yesterday.
But yeah, I love driving. For me is I love it. I wanted to plan before the surgery just to drive somewhere. I still might one day.
A little bit of time.
I just like driving. I'm a speed demon a little bit. I got a heavy hand. Because I don't have a heavy foot. Rib shot.
I really was like, what? Usually I catch him. That one didn't catch that one.
But I love to drive fast, and I just want to be on like a turnpike or something just before I have to be shut down for a little bit. Driving, just clear the line, put my music on. Like yesterday, it was like 40 degrees outside. I had the windows down, just blasting music.
Oh my gosh, she had the window down yesterday too. I was like, "You not cold?" She's like, "No."
I wasn't cold either. And I looked around. I had to look around like,
Today
window is
was
down.
beautiful.
I know. I wanted to.
I had the air
I wanted
on
to. I wanted to drop the window down and drive, and the car was like the whole way down.
I mean, to tell you something about that.
But I love driving. I'll race anybody that want to race me.
We totally went on a real rant then.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty much it.
That's all. And we're going.
Yeah, if anybody watches this that drove pre hand controls and post, comment, tell us what the difference may have been, if it felt different. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye. She was like,